you from the park. I'm going to show you all the beautiful leaves. I don't know if you can see. It is definitely autumn season. I have just finished my cup of cacao and yeah, just felt really inspired to just come on YouTube live. Very briefly, just, yeah, I was like, I know what to talk about. There's some things have been coming up for me and I was like, well, how can I kind of speak about it? And so, yeah, I'm going to be holding a full moon cacao circle ceremony this Sunday, which is actually a full moon, a lunar eclipse, which I didn't kind of realize at the time when I had created the event. But I've just been doing some research into the energies, the energetics of it. It's going to be a full moon in Pisces, Virgo energy is going to be in there as well. So it's going to be very powerful. I just really quickly wanted to tap in to talk about as well about the 3-day detox dry fast that I did with my partner Niall 2 weeks ago now. We're going to be going live probably Sunday morning about that experience, the aftermath or the after experience about that, and how through detoxing and cleaning up our vessels allows any suppressed emotions, trauma to come to the surface because you've got nothing to suppress it. So emotions meaning energy in motion. So that's going to be on Sunday. So that is kind of connected into what I'm going to be just really briefly talking about today on the collective, because as we know, as above so below, as within so without, with this coming, well, it's eclipse season now, I was reading. So if you're feeling energetically like emotional, quite emotional with this Pisces energy, it's not just you. Just wanted to come on here and say it's not just you. Right now what's happening is there's a lot of dark shadows on the collective, externally and internally, which are coming to the surface now. And some things I was reading, it's like, you know, the old mask no longer fits anymore. You know, we are being called more and more into coming into our true authentic selves. And yeah, it's going to be the most potent and most powerful on Sunday. So yeah, I'm going to be holding a cacao ceremony where we will be having cacao. We will be doing some journaling, we will be doing some meditation, and it's not necessarily going to be about manifesting. It's going to be about just really flowing with what needs to be brought to the surface, what needs to be seen, that's been in the darkness and the shadows for so long. So if you're at home and you're not in Birmingham, I would encourage you to do your own little ceremony. Do, you know, it could be any time this week or on Sunday, but really take the time just to sit with yourself, to just be, and just to take that time for self. You know, maybe light a candle, have a cup of tea or cacao or whatever you like to do to make yourself feel sort of relaxed. I like to get like some cozy blankets, some incense, and yeah, just really take that time to go within, and put pen to paper if you wish, and just allow things to flow and let things come up. Definitely myself, I've had some things coming up, even just had a cry today, and I was just thinking, well, my period's just finished, why am I still so emotional? But definitely through the detox, it's allowing things from the deep below to come to the surface, which we will talk about, myself and Niall, on Sunday for that live. If you would like to come along and join us for that chat, that'd be awesome. But yeah, on the external as well, like what's happening around the world. Yeah, if you're not really up to date with what's happening in Palestine with the genocide there, the Congo, in Sudan, yeah, it's what's happening there is reality. And I think sometimes I was chatting to a friend about this sometimes, and I used to be like this as well. I used to be like, everything is love and light, you know, if it's not in my realm, if it's not in my existence, like, you know, that war is happening on the other side of the world, or that thing's happening like so far away from me, it doesn't like affect me, so like I'm not going to do anything about it. And it's not necessarily that I didn't do anything about it, but I just kind of, it's called spiritual bypassing really, where sometimes in the spiritual community people like to put an excuse onto why they're not taking action. And we think about the biggest sort of spiritual leaders, you know, the Buddha, Jesus, they had spiritual anger. Jesus went into the temple and was throwing the tables upside down when they turned the temple into a marketplace to make money. You know, there is spiritual anger, there is sacred anger. Like, spirituality isn't necessarily just about sitting on a rock or in the Himalayas and just like meditating. It's about doing the right thing. It's about morality. It's about taking action in your way, for the betterment of all, you know, against it's, yeah. So I could go so deep into this, but I'll reel it back in and just, yeah, bring it back to the reality of what's happening in the world. And there's so many things that we can do to help the situation. Sometimes we might feel that we are not very powerful, but actually we are so powerful in numbers. We're powerful individually, and when we remember that, when we come into numbers, into the mass, it's like so powerful. I know a beautiful soul right now, and on the global flotilla, Samud flotilla, Rana, all the way from Aotearoa, who is a Palestinian refugee who came over to Aotearoa, New Zealand. And those brave souls are there going to Gaza right now to bring humanitarian aid to these people that are just being squeezed. The life has been squeezed out of them. I mean, I could go into all the atrocities that are happening, but I give that responsibility to you to find out if you dare to see the darkness, because that's what it truly is about. It's like, if you are willing and ready to see the darkness, because when you see the darkness of what is actually existing on the outside, what that actually means as well is that you're ready to see the darkness that exists within ourselves. And it doesn't mean that you're a bad person that if you've got darkness, it just means you're human. You know, it's like yin and yang. We have both of these things within us. We have the light and the dark, and we must see them both in order to experience this life, this human experience, and to elevate into higher consciousness, into higher awareness. And I believe that's what we're here on earth to do, is to allow ourselves to grow and to learn. And we can truly only do that, I believe, when we dig our roots deep into the earth, deep into our shadows, so that we can rise and allow our branches and to rise up into the sky, into the heavens. So yes, that's what's happening at the moment. Energetics are very heightened, I would say, at the moment. You're probably feeling it as well if you're watching this. But I said this to a friend the other day, like, within the storm, stay in the eye of the storm, because in the eye of the storm is actually where the calm and the groundedness is. So, you know, we can have our internal storms, allow what needs to be released, and then come back to our center in the eye of the storm and hold on to that groundedness and hold on to that love, hold on to that energy, and we'll get through this. Yeah, we are in a very pivotal time in this reality, in this realm at the moment, and we are all getting tested in our moral compass, and that is going to dictate where we go into the next chapter of this reality. What's happening in Gaza right now is a real-time reflection, projection of colonialism that has happened for centuries to many peoples. If you're watching this, probably you came from a peoples that were the colonizers. I myself am the colonized and the colonizer. So many of us have had this blueprint in our DNA, this generational trauma for many years, and what is happening in Gaza right now is a real-time genocide. It is real-time colonization. And, ignorance is bliss, you know. But ignorance is not growth. Ignorance may be bliss, but it doesn't equal growth. And I'm here to grow. I'm here to allow my soul to elevate to the next level of consciousness. So if that's what you're here to do as well, don't shy away. Dive deep into what's happening around the world. And it is dark to look at. It is horrific to look at. There's a lot of times no words to explain what we are actually seeing through our screens in real time. But it's the truth and it's the reality, and it must be faced. Darkness cannot be driven out by looking the other way. We must look at it head on. And as I said before, it's all a reflection of our internal, so we must look at our own darkness as well. I just saw 1111. So yeah, if you are feeling these energies, if you're feeling emotional, you're feeling some deep sort of energetics within you, don't worry, it's not just you. It's also happening on the external. So yeah, take time to be with yourself, either on the full moon, lunar eclipse on Sunday, or any time this week, to really allow you to bring to the surface what you're ready to truly leave behind as you elevate into this next chapter of your life and the next chapter of this realm that we are existing in. So sending you all so much love and positive energy. I am heading off to London tomorrow to march in solidarity for our beautiful Palestinian brothers and sisters who are just going through such horrificness and have been going through this horrificness for 70 plus years. Learn about the history of what's been happening there, and once you learn about it, you'll understand why this is very big and why there's so many governments, companies, media that is complicit actually in this genocide. So once you know, and then once you know, you can make an informed decision about how you want to move forward in this world. But yeah, sending you lots of love and positive energy, and keep coming back to your hearts, come back to your love, ground yourself, be calm in the eye of the storm. Sending you lots of love. And if you're coming to my cacao ceremony on Sunday, I'm looking forward to seeing you. And then on Sunday, probably earlier in the day, myself and Niall will hopefully go live to talk about the detox 3 days we did 2 weeks ago in Wales. Sending you all so much love. Have a great evening.